Hi Gemini, this is your reading for August 2019. Thanks for tuning in. Please join me here while I shuffle and tune in. Bring all of your presence to the reading. Let's make sure that you get the most out of your time here with me during this reading. Set aside any distractions. Put some headphones in. Don't multitask at this time while you're watching the reading or while you're listening. Check in with your higher self while I'm shuffling. Ask your higher self to tune into my higher self so that we can create a feedback loop. That way the messages that come through will be tailored especially for you. So let's take a look at the energies available to Gemini people during the month of August. This reading would still be relevant if you're watching it at a later time, if you've just come across this reading while you're combing around the channel. Still relevant if you resonate with the messages. So keep watching. If it doesn't work for you, just turn it off. And take what you need. But always be honest. Okay. Hangman and the Chariot. Interesting. Okay. Gemini. What I feel here from these cards, my first impression is of what's here is that there's been a turn of events. There may have been a turn of events. It seems like maybe the direction that you were moving towards, perhaps last month or in recent months, you may have been working towards a specific goal or a specific project or a specific collaboration, indicated here by the Three of Pentacles in the crowning card position of your reading. It looks like for some of you that that process may have come to an end. Either the collaboration that you had been working on or some kind of group project that you've been working towards may have kind of ended suddenly. You may have reached a point in the decision-making process or in the negotiation process where parties realize that they're maybe not able to work together, or maybe they don't feel aligned, or that they can't see eye to eye on certain points that are really relevant and vital and important for the collaboration that you had been moving together on. So there could be a change in direction. The heart of the reading, you have two major arcana cards here, the Hangman and the Chariot, both upright. The Chariot is actually crossing the Hangman. So that's kind of telling me that there is a pause or being that the Hangman is a card of like immobility, not moving, pausing, reflecting, slowing down. And the Chariot is one of moving ahead and charging forward and using determination and willpower. They're kind of opposite ends of the spectrum in a way. And seeing that the Hangman is the upright card in the center of the reading and it's being crossed by the Chariot, that's what's telling me that something that you had been moving ahead with is now at a standstill, or is now changing direction, or is now or could be over. But what I feel with that is that there are other supporting cards in the reading here saying that this could be a very beneficial thing. I feel what it's saying here, and I'll get to each quadrant of the reading, is that it seems as though that that project or initiation or collaboration or group alignment that happened may have appeared very suddenly and very quickly, and it may have felt very synchronized and very aligned and very activated in a way that you felt like this is the thing, this is it, and you may have moved forward in a fairly swift way with kind of pulling together pieces of information and kind of working together towards creating some kind of collaborative thing. But now what I'm feeling here is with these other cards is that if that is what's happening here, that there has been a change of direction, or a change of heart, or a change of mind, or if external circumstances may have changed such that the direction that you had been pursuing with this sudden activation from the recent past has now ended, or is changing direction or changing course. What I feel is that there is energy suggesting that that's actually a beneficial thing. With seeing the Knight of Pentacles here upright with the Sun upright in this quadrant of the reading, which is saying, this is describing your energy right now. There's another Knight in the reading, Knight of Wands. I feel like both of these cards are describing you, and the energy I'm getting here is that there is in your energy field an understanding that this is a long-term process, and there's no need to crash and burn, or run quickly into something, or be too hasty or impatient, but see this as a long, slow burn, and work slowly and patiently and quietly and steadily towards your goal with passion and with drive and with motivation, but understanding that you can't rush the tide, you know. The Sun is giving here a very beneficial, positive, successful energy to that protocol of slow and steady wins the race. And I just noticed in both of these cards there is a lot of Sun energy. So like you can see the Knight of Pentacles here, there's a Sun here behind his sword. And of course the Sun card is all Sun energy. So it's giving a successful, beneficial energy to that which I just described, being that maybe this is a moment where you're understanding that you may have been rushing too quickly before to make things happen, and now certain circumstances may have brought you to this point where you are either something has forced your hand and made it difficult for you to move forward, and you're in a position here where you are on pause, and it may not be your choice to be that way. You may have had other energies that are affecting your ability to make movement and make decision, and that you are actually feeling like you just want to rush forward and move ahead with your ideas and plans. But forces are at play here that are saying that you need to slow down, you need to be patient, you need to understand that, yes, there was energy that was giving activation and synchronicity in the beginning, but there is a need here for careful deliberation at each step of the way, and using foresight for consequences, and using patience and a long-term vision to carefully read over, or deliberate over, or study over every detail of what arrives in front of you that is something belonging to the pursuit that you are moving towards. I hope this is making sense. Now, other cards in the reading here that are making me feel like that description from the central axis of the reading here, where it may have described the ending to a collaboration, or changing in the collaborative process, or a different project becoming more of a priority, or something shifting. There is also here this Two of Pentacles reversed with the Judgment card in this quadrant of your environment. So this is making me feel like if there has been some ending or changing or breaks on, or the landscape is changing, and maybe suddenly some information arose, or certain things came. I'm hearing roadblocks. So maybe there was something that showed up recently that kind of put the brakes on this very swift activated energy that was initiated in the beginning, maybe in the recent past. And all of a sudden you kind of felt like there was obstructions or obstacles to the way. This is saying here that it's kind of revealing energy where there was some kind of dissonance that you weren't aware of in the beginning. That's what I feel with the Two of Pentacles and the Judgment card. And so this energy of slowing down and pausing and feeling like this isn't the time to move forward and make decisions and charge ahead. It's a very, you may feel frustrated by it, but it's a very beneficial energy that's bringing you more information and more clarity about what it is you're doing, and that you really need to learn to be patient and submit to the energy, and trust in what's unfolding, and understand that everything is timing actually. And what you may see as an obstacle or as an impediment or as a challenge is simply something for you to look at, to study, to observe, to clarify, and to witness, perhaps, as a way of understanding just how much finesse you need to bring to a circumstance or a situation. This other quadrant in the hopes and fears has another twos. So you have two of pentacles with the judgment, two of pentacles reversed with judgment in this quadrant, and then two of pentacles with, two of cups with the king of wands in reverse in this quadrant. So both of those twos in reverse also feel like contributing, interpreting energy to that which I described earlier about maybe a shift in the direction of a collaboration, or maybe even a dissolving of a collaboration. People may choose to go their own way after realizing that perhaps they're not actually as aligned as they may have first thought in the beginning, when there was this very clear activation and a lot of excited and flurrying kind of energy of communication and swiftness initially. There may be a change of heart here. There may be a change of direction. And what I feel is here is that in the final positions of the reading, you have this Queen of Pentacles upright with the Hermit reversed. And as I said earlier, you have this Knight of Pentacles upright with the Sun upright in this quadrant. So these two Pentacle court cards feel like you to me. It feels like you to me. Even though you're an air sign, I feel that in this reading, these two Pentacle cards are representative of you. If they're not exactly describing your energy right now, they're helping you to understand the type of energy that you need to bring to this situation. If you want to have a successful outcome with it, or if you want to undertake something that you feel strongly about. And I feel that here with these two cards at the heart of the reading, something that you feel strongly about, that you wish to pursue. These two Pentacle court cards here are describing the type of energy of determination and grace and poise and calm, quiet, knowing and trusting and groundedness and familiarity I'm hearing as well, along with slow, perseverant, patient, long-term vision energy that is needed for you to bring to this circumstance here. And seeing the Hermit come out in reverse here in the final card position of this reading makes me feel like that you could be getting guidance from your higher self that might be telling you that if you had initially thought that this could be a collaborative project, you might be getting guided here to say this is something that you could go out on your own and do alone without necessarily business partners or other people in your in your close inner circle. I feel like this could be describing you going out on your own as this Queen of Pentacles character and leading the charge. So do with that what you will. That may not apply to everybody, but I felt the need to say that here with the Hermit and the Queen of Pentacles together. Also, this Knight of Pentacles, Knight of Rods. There's definitely energy here describing independence with the Hermit as well. There's independent energy here. So if that fits, work with that. Otherwise, this energy could go the other way too and say, you may have begun a collaborative project, but there could be some elements of it that need to be. One second. If there is a collaborative thing going forward, and what I said just now, this is not your reading, then what could be true for you is that you are working together on a collaboration. There is an activated energy and a swiftness that kind of feels like it's moving things forward in a very synchronized way. The wind is at your back. There's like a feeling of alignment, a feeling of this is a divine circumstance here that feels too clear and too bright and too vivid to ignore, and you want to move forward. What may need to die off here is this, a feeling of inability to trust others. That's what these two twos in reverse here with Judgment, Ten of Swords could be. There may be an energy here of you needing to let the past be the past as far as any betrayals or disappointments you may have had, and actually work with the energy of rebirth and transmute old pains and old hurts and old betrayals into trust, into love, into guidance, like letting this situation be very clearly guided for you through your higher self, and overcome any kind of doubt or insecurities or impediments that you place upon the way that are actually just indicators of your uncertainties and your insecurities that you may be kind of externalizing as a way of trying to talk yourself out of something that you want. So identify which messages are there for you. They're a little bit paradoxical, but that's the nature of life. 9 of Wands upright, the Fool, Death, and 4 of Swords. All these cards are upright. Fool and Death together is very interesting. 9 of Wands. What does this mean? If we can see these. What does it mean? I mean, the Fool and Death card, both major arcana cards here are giving a sort of new leaf energy, like turning the page, a new leaf, you know, new beginning, an end of something and a new beginning. 9 of Wands is talking about maybe endurance. It could be an energy that like could contribute to the interpretation that I gave with the 9 of Pentacles there about longevity. Although the energy of the 9 of Wands is a little bit more, you know, frustrated. When you feel like you've been working really hard on something for a long time and you don't feel like you're progressing or moving forward. I feel that there is an energy here with these two cards together, with the 9 of Wands and the Fool together, that's saying it may be time to put an end to that frazzled feeling and that frustrated feeling, and step forward here with a willingness to put aside that kind of grinding energy and maybe open yourself up more to universal energy of trust and letting yourself be guided. Because I feel like some of this frazzled energy that's coming here with this 9 of Wands is connected to that, what I described a little bit earlier there about feeling maybe you can't trust people, or that past betrayals may be kind of lingering in your energy and maybe making you feel like this can't work, or I can't trust these people, or something along those lines. I feel that there is a need here for some of that to be faced and addressed and released. Death and 4 of Swords. 4 of Swords is kind of connecting to the Hangman card. These cards are both describing rest and meditation and quietude and pausing, reflecting, waiting quietly and patiently for that which is to come in a very trusting and peaceful way. So perhaps that being the beginning and the end of this reading could be saying that regardless of what's going on, you may still find yourself, and regardless of all the messages that I just passed along here, it may simply be that there isn't really any movement at this time, and you might just have to find yourself in a position where you could be at a standstill with what you want to move forward with, and you may have to just deal with that and accept that at this time until such a moment that, you know, additional information comes to you, or until you get a green light from some person, or until such time as there is information provided to you that enables this pause button to hit unpause, right? Okay, I'm just checking over here. I feel that's it for the general reading here. Major Arcana cards, you have Sun and Judgment, Hangman, Chariot, Hermit reversed, the Fool, and the Death card. So a very interesting array, a mixture, a definite like spread of throughout the major arcana of different parts of that journey. It is kind of a mixed energy here overall. The general feeling I get though is that there is kind of something here that you may have started recently, which may now have potentially come to a screeching halt, and you may just be having to deal with kind of combing through the evidence or the information in front of you to really be able to understand how to move forward next. But I do feel like there's a pause energy here. I feel like this could be a time where you might need to reevaluate your goals and reassess, you know, the targets that you set for yourself, if they are realistic, if they are things that you still really want to pursue or not. You might just kind of have a rewrite of your whole script at this moment. Some reevaluation time I think. And with that, I feel that the two court cards from the Knight of Pentacles reading, along with this Hermit card, I do feel like there could this Hermit card in reverse, along with the Hangman and the Four of Swords, does feel like there could be a need to have some quiet contemplation and really reassess and reevaluate and analyze the details of what you may have already set in motion, and consider whether or not you actually still want to pursue that. And know that it's okay to change your mind. It's okay to change direction. It's okay to tell people that you otherwise said yes to say no to, if that's what you really genuinely feel. You know, obviously, if you have formal agreements with people and the contracts were signed, obviously there will be some need to work through some of that stuff. But if something has happened that's made you really feel like you're changing your direction completely, then take time here to pause and contemplate and reflect on that before you try to move forward or rush ahead again with anything additional to try to make changes, or either implement changes or try to close something down that has already been opened. I feel to say this is a time where there should be a complete pause and a total quiet reflection time before any movement forward is made. Okay, that was a general. We're going to take the Voyager deck now and shuffle again. The higher octave reading is designed to give a little more insight into what's happening on a karmic and spiritual level. It will hopefully reveal a little bit more information on what forces are at play, what's happening in our blind spots that we may not be able to realize yet, and hopefully provide insight as to how to work with the energies that we are dealing with to make the most out of the opportunities that we've been presented with at this time. So please tune in with me while I shuffle. Send your energy over into the deck so I can get really clear messages for you. The moon is at the bottom of the deck. Four of Cups reversed, crossed by Two of Worlds reversed. Man of Cups reversed. Woman of Worlds, you have the Queen there, Queen of Pentacles. Nine of Crystals. Priestess reversed. Ten of Worlds reversed. Ace of Wands. Two of Cups. Sage of Wands. Ace of Crystals. Child of Cups. Hanged Man. And the Hermit. Interesting. A lot of repeating cards in your reading. Okay, give me a second here. The general feeling I have from these cards in this spread here is a sense of dissatisfaction. So perhaps you may be experiencing, as I said in the previous reading, a kind of change in direction, or energy may be abruptly shifting from where it was heading as far as your perception to where you have landed at right now. There's a feeling of dissatisfaction here from the energy of these cards here, and a kind of feeling of like maybe disappointment in other people and in other people's decisions. I feel like there's an energy here that's describing you feeling pissed off with someone because they've behaved immaturely. That's what I'm getting from that quadrant, Child of Cups and Two of Cups. You may feel like you're really ready to go ahead with this, and you may have kind of connected with other people that you thought you could do this thing with, or you could collaborate with, or even if this is a relationship reading and we're talking about a partnership or a one-on-one, you may be feeling like you're ready to commit, you're ready to, like, you know, maybe even get married and have children, and someone may have like doubled down and backed away and changed their mind, and you may be feeling really frustrated because you thought you were going in this specific direction with someone, and all of a sudden you feel like they've just like gone blank and ghosted you. And so you may be feeling frustrated that someone's behaving immaturely and is leaving you in a cloud of doubt and uncertainty because there's not a lot of communication happening. That's what I feel mostly here with this reading. And that's leaving you feeling suspended, like you can't make decisions, you can't move forward because you don't know how this other person is feeling. You don't know if they're actually what their agenda is at all, if they're interested or not interested, if they just want time to think about it. They've just kind of disappeared on you, or are giving you like neither here nor there type of responses. Because you're having this reading, as you did in the previous reading, the Two of Cups and the Two of Worlds. You had both of these in your previous reading. The Two of Cups is actually in the same quadrant that it was in the last spread. You had the Two of Worlds here in the previous reading. That's this card. Sorry, that's the Two of Cups. So these are the four twos you have in the reading. Two of Cups, Two of Worlds, Two of Pentacles. So this is like this indecisive energy, or this like changing mind or uncertainty. And that could be leaving you feeling frustrated, irritable, even pissed off, angry, because it seems like someone is behaving immaturely or doesn't have the emotional fortitude that you may have, or is in some way there's some kind of weakness in the other person. That's what I'm seeing. And there's 10 of Wands here in this quadrant in reverse with you. This is the quadrant of you at the moment, how you see yourself. 10 of Wands in reverse with the Hermit. So you have the Hermit again here in this reading. This time it's upright. So this is telling me that, again, I feel like the energy I'm getting overall from both readings is that it feels as though someone else's indecisiveness or someone else's lack of clarity or lack of belief in themselves is making them be indecisive or be wishy-washy or uncommitted, and you're unable to pin them down to be certain whether or not you're actually traveling in the same direction. And so this is leaving you feeling on your own. You may be feeling like you thought things were heading in a certain direction and that you were moving onward and upward and growing quite quickly in a specific kind of way that you may have been, manifesting and really working hard on as far as personal growth and how that reflects in the external world with your relationships, with your career and those kind of things. And now there's this kind of screeching halt feeling here with the brakes being on, and you may be finding yourself in a position where you're once again back to kind of that space of analyzing and questioning and combing over the details and looking for answers. And that may be a little bit frustrating. But I feel that it's important here that you don't let this situation get you down. I know that's easy to say, but I feel like there's energy here it's really guiding you towards understanding. There's revelation here waiting for you if you really just pause. And if you I'm hearing synchronize, but the sensation I'm getting now is that if you can ward off the tendency to get too overly self-critical and let the energy of a certain circumstance where another person's behavior is affecting your ability to move or to make choices or kind of activate a certain will or a certain motivation that you may have instigated, don't let another person's choices or behavior or lack of clarity impact you in a way that will let your self-confidence get affected, because it's actually not about you, although it is in exactly the same way. Like, there is kind of a testing energy here going on where you may be just realizing that it's another piece of information that's helping you see where you may lack self-confidence or self-awareness in a specific way. And I think if another person's energy or choices or actions or behavior is affecting you in a certain way, rather than letting it get you down and make you feel like there is something wrong with you, it's just a moment of checking in and realizing that there is always work to do in the area of being like restorative and adaptable and flexible and understanding. As the lay of the land can change in our reality as things unfold and wild cards kind of show up, or things that look like they're heading in a certain direction may actually end up being something entirely different. Our work is to constantly strive towards wholeness and resiliency and adaptability and acceptance in those things as a way of maintaining a kind of mental and emotional clarity in all moments, and not allowing, perceivable external circumstances and situations to take us on a roller coaster ride. You know, I feel like a lot of what you're going through right now, I think some of the lessons that you're really being handed at this time have to do with inner stability and groundedness and poise and grace and self-esteem. That all comes from this place of finding a really grounded and stable, quiet internal space that is unfettered and unbothered by external circumstances and events and people. So look for that. If any of this is touching points for you, then really listen to this reading again and work on the things that have been described here already. At the bottom of the deck, Moon, Four of Worlds reverse, Temperance reverse, and Ten of Crystals reverse. There's also Star. I'm going to take her. So you have High Priestess and the Moon here. This does indicate for me that there is some energy around subconscious information coming to light or hidden things. So there could have been like a secret reveal that could be part of what this is here that you may be dealing with. Is that some information which may have been previously concealed from you has come to light, and it may be changing the course of events as they're unfolding. There may be an entirely different. Seems like it could have been a curveball, right? Secrets being revealed or hidden information that was once concealed being revealed that may be changing the course of the path that you've been on. And to reiterate what I just already said, it may feel like there is an effect based on other people's behavior or words or thoughts or deeds or activity that is affecting what you perceive to be your path, your right, your righteousness that you may have been on a specific trajectory towards, may now feel like there are impediments or obstacles in the way based on that which I described a moment ago. But it's important to understand that it's all just information for you to work with. There is things that you may need to look at that you might have been misperceiving. I feel with this Ten of Crystals in reverse, there may be things that you have misperceived. You had the Ten of Swords in the previous reading. This is the same card. It's reversed in this reading. So in the previous reading, this was what was in your unconscious mind, and in this previous reading, this is part of the extended reading. I feel that what this is saying here is that you may need to adjust and recalibrate the way you're perceiving the circumstances that you're in, to redefine it and reorganize your thoughts and recalibrate. I feel that's also why you have the Hangman and the Ten of Swords, the Four of Swords. You have the Hangman in the second reading as well. There is definitely energy here that is urging you towards contemplation and quietude and a type of listening, internal listening, that will give you the opportunity to reorganize your thoughts about this situation so that you can actually just get in alignment with it, to see it for what it is and understand that it's not there. You're not a victim of something here. You're not a victim of something here. The Star as the final card is bringing a lot of optimism and healing to the situation, to the circumstance, to you. I feel like there's some guidance here about how pivotal your role could be in this circumstance, and how you specifically in this exact situation that is being described here. I feel like your energy has the potential to affect a lot of people in a very dynamic way, for either good or for bad, based on how you're able to readjust and recalibrate your energy to perceive events for what they really are, not in a way that you may want to see it in the sense that it might fulfill the script that you might be playing about your own victimhood or your own downtroddenness or underdogness or that kind of frequency. If you can rise up and flip the script on this specific circumstance, you will be able to have a really healing impact on a lot of people. I know that was really vague and abstract, but I hope you can understand the messages coming through here and really work with this vibration that's available to you. Checking over here, but I do feel that's it for your reading, Gemini. I do feel here with the major arcana cards that are in this spread, there is an energy here around sacrifice and compromise as far as, you know, what you need to let go of. Maybe just concepts and ideas that you may have been holding on to that are out of balance with a greater force that's at play. I'm hearing agenda. I feel like there's a larger agenda that's at play here, and you may be just looking at things through a very narrow bandwidth. And the energy that's available to you is really asking you to widen the scope of your perception so that you can actually see more of what's really there. Enable yourself to reveal the truth of really what's there for you, rather than seeing your situation through a very narrow bandwidth. Allow yourself the possibility to have an exponential growth here and an exponential perception of this circumstance so that you can open yourself up to a larger story that's at play. I feel there's a cosmic energy in this reading. There's something bigger with the star and the moon. So don't limit yourself. That's what I'm hearing. Don't limit yourself to what you can perceive with your kind of narrow, small 3D, 4D mind. Like, shift gears, zoom out, and give yourself a time and space to quietly and calmly ponder the circumstances from a neutral, quiet, calm place, so that you're able to glean more of what's really there for you and overcome your narrow perspective on the situation that you may be experiencing. There could be an element here of the need for forgiveness that may help you break through your perception that's a little bit too narrow and too tunnel. If you can overcome feeling like hurt or abandoned or betrayed, if that's some of the energy that's playing out here, and you can work with the energy of acceptance and forgiveness and compassion, there could be a really big reward waiting for you if you can overcome that which you perceive to have been something happening or something working out in a way that you didn't really feel like was right. Okay, I hope that's making sense. Okay, Gemini, I feel that's it for your reading. Thank you so much for watching. It's an honor and a pleasure to read for you. Thank you so much for subscribing. Please hit the notification bell so that you can get new readings in your inbox when they're uploaded, so you don't miss anything. Please like, share, and comment, and really, it will really help me get shown up in suggested videos for people watching similar content on YouTube. I'm asking for your help and support to grow my channel. So again, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next reading.